Welcome to the month that halves the year. It's the 6th month into the year 2017, and God has been good to all of us, definitely. But I'm sure your resolutions are on point, aren't they? Well, get your acts together. Get to work, because you still have some time to make things right. And being motivational this morning, it's a good morning. And Monday morning motivation, that's what it is. And good morning to you. Welcome to Joy News Interactive live on Joy News on Multi TV, DSTV channel 421, Go TV channel 144. My name is Miss G, the Entertainment General. Let's get this show started. He's considered the founder of the party and has led it to victory in the elections on 2 occasions. He's made his mark as far as governance is concerned, but his recent comments concerning his own party have got people talking. Talking about former President Jerry John Rawlings has hinted that his party needs a new leadership. He was speaking at the 38th edition of June 4th Revolution. Let's hear him.
Long ago, I thought we had the jockeys claiming the horses were responsible for this disgraceful failure, while one of the horses was bold enough to lay the failure of the doorstep also at the step of the jockeys. For me, we lost our masses because we betrayed the values of June 4th. However, if this horse jockey business cannot be resolved comprehensively, allowing integrity most of all to prevail, then let both of them step aside and allow for fresh leaders with solid integrity to provide the needed leadership.
And that's the former President, Flight Lieutenant Jerry John Rawlings, speaking on the 38th edition of June 4th. Let's hear what you make of his comments on Facebook. And I love JJ Rawlings. He speaks the truth about his party, whether good or bad. This is the kind of person Ghana needs. When you continue to dance when the music ends, people begin looking over their shoulders. And Samet says, I think he speaks the truth sometimes, but he fails to distinguish between democratic rule and that of military. And unlike the military, democracy requires the application of wisdom and gentleness. In my humble opinion, that is the only thing Mr. Rawlings failed to realize. And as a landlord, when things go wrong in your house, you bring your people together and fix it, not leave the house for them to do what they like. If you're good, or if you're a good leader, you reorganize them. You don't need to drive. Don't destroy the NDC. Wake up and shake up NDC. And Andy Bema says, nice one from him, because he's candid. The corrupt NDC members hate him. He's always on point. This man needs not to be trampled upon because he's a political guru. The NDC party must sack almost all their top officials and bring in new competent people. Prince Nuruddin Bawumia says, well spoken, Mr. President. Indeed, it's clear and obvious. The NDC, led by John Mahama, defies Rawlings' advices. And it's an open secret. John Mahama was the captain of a corruption army. And Kojo Bene says, they lost their true way. They drove to a roadblock on a high speed. A lot of souls were knocked down by these corrupt NDC politicians. We will be doomed if they come back to power again with the same mentality. The party must be dissolved and recreated. Some people must be wiped off, including Mr. John Dramani, because of his watch, because his watch allowed his blood brother to defraud the country that much money. Had he not been in change of government, the country would have lost those funds. Shame the NDC. And as much as I agree with you that Mahama and his appointees were the most corrupt governments ever, you, Mr. Rawlings, are neither a saint. And that's a very serious remark. It will be, I think you say it will be the NDC. I'm not sure what you want to say, but comments from you concerning the remarks made by the former president and leader of the National Democratic Congress, Flight Lieutenant Jerry John Rawlings yesterday as we marked, or as the party marked, the June 4th revolution. A lot of you not too happy about what he said. Some of you are for it. So let's read some more comments on Facebook. And that would have been the best decision. Your stay in the NDC is meaningless. The only way the NDC survives is to do away with you. You continue selflessly to embarrass the NDC for your own gain using your so-called probity tool. And you think without you the NDC will not win an election? Much as I agree with you that some NDC leaders are corrupt and greedy, you're part of it. And I think Mr. Rawlings needs to say it loudly for his own reputation's sake. Ghanaians knew that, and that was exactly what they exhibited at the polls. Mr. Rawlings, or Mr. Former President, too much talk doesn't add or change anything at all, except paving the way for small children in the political arena to undermine your integrity. Me too, I dey fancy you. It be so I dey say these things. And 100% true, but he is the architect of corruption within his party. They took his footsteps. He's a rich man in our society at the moment. He's a person who, according to him, could not afford ripe plantain and groundnut before taking power. He sold the whole Ghanaian-owned factory to his wife. He burns down a Ghanaian property which became his home for another one, collecting bribes from his Nigerian counterparts, had deals between old currency methods, just to mention a few, and got away with all this because of immunity. He's gone beyond that immunity, and he should be tried for all those crimes to bring sanity into our politics. So a lot of allegations made by you, Nana Poku, and Peter says his opinion though, but now it's becoming more easy for the opposition party to tag incumbent governments with corruption and get crowned, especially when the few instances suggest so. So comments from you once more concerning the comments or remarks made by the former president, Jerry John Rawlings, who joined in the celebration of the June 4th revolution yesterday. Now we're crossing over as the MPP General Secretary addresses the press on steps being taken to organize delegates conference.
Governance, where party officers still will continue to want to work for the party, and it's all because of remuneration, their future and all that. We are encouraging a proper blend of people moving to serve in government and also getting people to work, and I mean quality and qualified people to work for the party. Party work is not just for the boys. It's for proper right-thinking people who have the background, who have the experience. So we need the experienced people to work for it. It is affecting the party, but by the arrangement that we've put in place, I think that so far so good.
Any more?
Okay.
Okay, we thank you very much for coming. The statement will be sent to you electronically. But when we close, please see if I can consult. Please. Oh.
Yeah, mama, Chen. Your friend Moha no pay.
Welcome back from that press conference where you heard the General Secretary of the New Patriotic Party, John Wedo, addressing the press on the delegates conference. Okay, he's the acting General Secretary. Now let's move on to another story. Our lawyer Francis-Xavier Sosu has been barred from practicing as a lawyer for 3 years. The General Legal Counsel has, in a letter, announced it slapped a ban on the lawyer Francis-Xavier Sosu for overcharging, in quotes, a client and also advertising his services on Facebook. But lawyer Sosu says he will appeal this sentence. This has got a lot of people talking. Earlier today on the AM show, lawyer Abraham Amaliba described the sentence as harsh.
Now, if it turned out that Francis-Xavier had taken 50% or had charged more than what was agreed, I thought that the right thing to do was to ask Francis-Xavier to return the excess amount to his client. And I am told that even at the discussion, at the committee meeting, he offered to even pay back. Because from his narration, it appears the overpayment was not known to him. So he was ready to pay back into his account. Now, I have heard in some of these cases where lawyers have been asked by the disciplinary committee to refund the excess to their clients. And I thought that that was precedent that could be used to apply to Sir Francis also. And so that's why I say it's harsh. On the other part of the charge, which is touting, and touting simply means that you are advertising yourself. In fact, the law on touting was passed in 1969 thereabout. In my view, it's an archaic law. At the time that the framers of the law were putting together that law, they didn't have at the back of their mind this issue of what is it?
Social media.
Social media. And I thought that
massive boom in advertising.
Yes, and I thought that they would have understood that the touting, the young lawyer doesn't need to advertise himself. In fact, he's one of the few young lawyers who, after coming out of the law school, announced himself on the scene by doing these pro bono human rights cases. So the guy is already known. He's not.
And that's lawyer Maliba reacting earlier to the ban of 3 years being placed on lawyer Francis-Xavier. So we posted this on Facebook and you have been reacting. So let's see what you've been saying. And Kojo Bene says this is how Ghanaian and caving rising stars, the old are inflexible to the new world change. The case against the young lawyer is totally biased. There are better things to focus on. Go to your records and check people who have 12 years pending cases. Those who are innocently in prison, and all you can do is find some means to bring a rising star down. Shame on you, he says. And Bambaka Samet says, I could see this young lawyer had a brighter future, but he destroyed it due to his love for quick money. A lesson to you and the young ones coming up. My brother, always try and make good name first before material things. And Adakacha says, there is no true freedom and justice in Ghana when the authority that matter employ legal gymnastics to frustrate and intimidate people who seek justice for the poor and vulnerable. And hashtag Joy News, please, is there any law that prohibits overcharging an advertisement? I think the young man was practicing Obia Didiwo Nejmemu. And Prince Nuruddin Bamia says, if only it breaches the General Legal Council's Code of Ethics, then no comments. I plead for the council to temper mercy on him, and the legal council should go to the prisons and find those who have been remanded without trial. So people are not too happy that Francis-Xavier Sosu would have to be banned for 3 years, though he says he will appeal that sentence. Let's wait and see the outcome of that. But it's been a week since the nation was wrecked following the death of the leader of the military detachment on Diaso. Captain Maxwell Mahama was lynched in Dentra, Obuasi. The Ghana Police Service has made a number of arrests. Are you impressed with the work done so far on this case? Let's see what you were saying. And Nyansa Saksa says, I'm highly impressed. The Ghana Police Service have demonstrated that indeed they are a service with integrity, and good job done, guys. And I think the police are doing well by arresting those criminals. What we Ghanaians need is justice for the family. Hashtag say no to mob justice. Apu, you say and you wait and see. By 1 month time, we will not hear from this story again, and it tends to be a foolish case. Ghana police approve and no, kill them slowly with hard training every Monday. Training leading to death. Can't stop thinking about this. And Raul says, I want to know if they are still suspects. If they are not, then I'm really impressed and they should keep it up. And when are you extraditing, or was that extraditing them to Accra for to Accra for trial? No, release them to the military police, and we want them to face. You want them failing squadded. I'm not sure I understand what that means. And no, because there is no justice yet. Very impressed. They should keep it up. And George Saki is saying the fallen soldier should rest in peace. And messages from you concerning how far the police have gone with the arrest of those who were suspected to have taken part in the lynching of the late captain. Now let's talk sports now. And I know Benis was excited earlier because Real Madrid has set a record, being the first and only club as of now to have successfully defended the UEFA Champions Trophy League. Zinedine Zidane and his men beat Juventus by 4-1 to annex the coveted trophy. So let's go on the phone lines now and speak to George via Skype. George is still in the United Kingdom, so let's speak to him. Hello, George, if you can hear me.
Hey, I'm great. Missy, what's up?
I'm good as well. So a lot of the Madrid fans are excited. Tell me, what was the frenzy out there?
Hey, there was a lot. I mean, Madrid fans were totally confident that they were going to win this game. And upon winning the game, they were out on the streets of Cardiff, really enjoying and doing loads of things. I mean, dancing, drinking, everything that will form the merry. Of course, Madrid fans have gone through a lot. And in this game, when even the neutrals were against them, talking about Gianluigi Buffon and how he would want to end an illustrious career with at least winning the Champions League. Look, I think Real Madrid cemented themselves as one of the greatest in world football. And I'm talking about club football. Fantastic stuff with the way they played the game. And Ronaldo is the guy everybody's talking about now, yeah?
Now, prior to the game, a lot of people thought that, Juve should have known that there was no way they were going to beat Real Madrid. Were you also of that opinion?
Not necessarily. Because I thought Juventus themselves had produced maybe the best defensive performance and maybe the best attacking performance. Because Juve were the only team that stopped Barcelona from scoring in 180 minutes. And I thought that was enough to show what they've got in terms of defending. And they scored goals when they had to win against Barcelona in Turin. And of course, when they beat Monaco. So I thought they could come into this and play. Look, when the game started, I was very confident Juventus were going to get this done because they started very well. The first 15 minutes went so well. And then somehow, something they are good at, were not able to do it. They forgot that there was Ronaldo walking around the place, and excellent teamwork, great passes from the midfield, and Ronaldo scores a goal. Then they get a magical equalizer, from the man Mandzukic. I'm sure he's not even sure how he was able to do it. Mandzukic's fantastic goal. And then in the second half, Juventus go to sleep. They go to sleep. I just didn't know what's happening to Juventus. And they woke up when Madrid had won the game.
Wow. Well, now, some critics here in Ghana say that, if Zidane was in Ghana, Ghanaians would have said he didn't have any working experience to have led this team to victory. Now, you're Ghanaian. Tell me, would that be the case?
Yeah, maybe, yeah. Even before this, some of us believe that Zidane is not really a tactician. Maybe he's enjoying the benefits of coaching a team that has got extreme quality. But at this level, there's very little you can say. Whatever the case is, I saw Madrid train very, very close. I saw the chemistry between Zidane and his players. And I think it's clear that he's left a lasting impression on the players. They feel very comfortable under him. And they play their football. So yes, we can go on about he might not be tactical enough. He might not do well if he leaves Real Madrid and goes to another club. But look, I think Zidane has chalked massive, massive, massive blocks in the history books. There we go. It's a double. It's a record of a defending champion being able to defend the trophy in the modern era in the Champions League. Ronaldo has done his bit, but Zidane won it as a player and as a coach.
And as a coach.
And he's double that. So
Great.
at this point, you can't do anything. You can't do anything.
Congratulations to Zidane. But quickly before you go, do you believe that Ronaldo should be touted as the world best player after this feat?
Yeah. I mean, as it stands now, the stats speaks for Ronaldo. And it's so clear, you know. It's going to be very difficult at this point. You know, when we do the Lionel Messi Ronaldo analysis, you can take it on the stats level, you can take it on the talent level. You see, when you go to the talent level, you can see them individually when they play, that Messi is a naturally talented player. That's fine. But the good thing about Ronaldo is he is an expression and a perfect, you know, epitome of a player who has done so well. And he didn't have the talent that Messi had, but he's worked it up so well. And at this point, it's easy to say he's ahead of Ronaldo. He's ahead of Messi because he won the Euros. He's won the Champions League back to back, and it's not a Champions League that was just won, but he really influenced the game. Scored 2 goals. He's up to 500 plus in the UEFA Champions League. At this stage, Ronaldo is proving to Messi that he is the man. The good thing for Messi is maybe Ronaldo retires before him, and he gets a chance to close the gap.
Thank you very much, George Addo Jr., who speaks to us all the way in Cardiff in the United Kingdom. I'm not sure the Barcelona fans will be happy with your submission, but that'll be it for Joy News Interactive today. We're back again tomorrow with some more, but later I'll be on Joy News Prime with some entertainment for you. Have a fantastic morning. Bye.